The crisis of girls' education in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, where nearly half the population is female, a devastating ban on girls' secondary education is not only shattering individual dreams, but also crippling the nation's fragile economy and deepening a profound human rights crisis. In 2025, 4 years after the Taliban's return to power, Afghanistan remains one of the only countries in the world to ban girls from secondary and higher education. This denial affects not just the lives of girls, but the trajectory of the entire country, with women making up 49.7% of the population. The consequences of excluding half the population from formal education are vast and multi-layered. In this piece, we explore the crisis through 5 interlinked perspectives: legal, economic, social and cultural, developmental, and moral. 1. Legal perspective. The right to education is a fundamental human right, enshrined in multiple international treaties to which Afghanistan is a signatory, including the Convention on the Rights of the Child, CRC, the Convention on the Elimination of all forms of discrimination against women. By denying girls access to education beyond the 6th grade, Afghanistan's current authorities are in direct violation of these legal commitments. These policies not only isolate the country further on the global stage, but also strip millions of girls of their rights, protection, and future. 2. Economic perspective. A $500 million annual loss. The exclusion of girls from secondary and higher education has devastating economic repercussions. According to UN Women, the average household in Afghanistan consists of 7 people. Approximately 54.4% of the population falls between the ages of 15 and 64, the working age group. This translates to around 23 million people who are potentially eligible to work. Despite this, data shows that while there are 3 to 4 working age individuals per household, only about 1.6 members are actually employed on average, most of whom are men. This represents a significant underutilization of the country's labor potential. Currently, the average annual income per person is around $404. If all working-age individuals were employed, Afghanistan could see a 33% increase in national GDP, and households could gain an additional $933 annually. Importantly, educated women tend to contribute more significantly to the household economy than uneducated women. Their higher earning potential, better job prospects, and improved skills in household financial management dramatically boost family income and overall resilience. Yet, in Afghanistan, current restrictions on girls' education block access to exactly these opportunities, preventing women from becoming the economic assets their families and country urgently need. UNICEF 2022 estimated that denying girls secondary education costs the economy at least $500 million every year. UNESCO 2023 projected a $9.6 billion loss by 2066 if the ban on women's higher education continues. Beyond the numbers, this translates to lower household incomes, reduced national productivity, increased poverty, deeper dependence on international humanitarian aid. The economic cost of excluding women is immense and irreversible without urgent action. 3. Social and cultural perspective. The effects of the education ban on girls rippled through society, deeply altering its social fabric. In 2025, over 2.1 million girls of secondary school age are being denied their right to education, not including thousands of university-age women. Many girls are being pushed into early marriage, domestic labor, and childbearing, robbing them of their childhoods and futures. Hospitals across provinces report that women and girls make up 90% of mental health patients, revealing a crisis of isolation, anxiety, and hopelessness. Without educated women, entire generations grow up without female doctors, teachers, or role models. This impacts everything from maternal and child health to the education of younger girls to social mobility, creating a vicious cycle of inequality that becomes harder to break with each passing year. 4. Developmental perspective. Education is not just a personal right, it's a national investment, and Afghanistan is forfeiting that investment every day girls are kept out of school. Without educated women, there are fewer professionals in essential fields like healthcare, education, and public service. Public services, especially those needed by women and children, suffer deeply. The country faces a long-term shortage of innovation, skilled labor, and critical thinking. The consequences are not theoretical. They are already happening. Poor governance, deteriorating public health, limited technological progress, enduring dependence on foreign aid. When girls are absent from the classroom today, women are absent from leadership tomorrow. 5. Moral perspective. According to the UCL Institute of Health Equity 2014, key factors that lead individuals, especially women, into sex work include poverty, unemployment, inequality, debt, and vulnerability. These are not simply personal failings, but systemic issues that reflect broader social injustice. In Afghanistan under Taliban rule, sex work is condemned as a moral and religious taboo under Sharia law. Yet paradoxically, by banning girls and women from education and employment, the same authorities are creating the very conditions that push vulnerable women toward desperate choices, including sex work as a last resort to support their families. If women were allowed to study and work in safe, dignified professions, they could contribute meaningfully to the household economy through decent jobs, not be forced into morally and emotionally harmful situations just to survive. This is not only a women's issue, it is a national issue. Every father, brother, and husband must ask, what happens when our daughters, sisters, and wives are denied opportunity? What happens when silence allows poverty to drive them into desperation? We call on the government and all Afghan men stand up, speak out, demand education and employment rights for women, because protecting your family's honor means fighting the poverty and inequality that threaten it, not blaming the victims of a broken system. A nation that denies its women dignity and education is not protecting morality, it is abandoning it. The future of Afghanistan depends on its entire population, not just half. Denying girls the right to education is not just a moral failure, but a strategic disaster across all sectors: legal, economic, social, developmental, and moral. Every year of silence means another generation grows up in darkness. Their dreams are deferred, their potential erased. But this doesn't have to be the end of the story. The international community, humanitarian organizations, and Afghans both inside and abroad must continue to speak out, support alternatives, and push for change, because when a girl goes to school, a nation rises with her.